Some of y'all about to be real mad at me, but it must be said.
Disclaimer: this is not a hate video about Nigerians, but a critique and an expression of thoughts I and people I've come across have had. I have a love for Nigerians and their culture, but no one is above critique. I know too many of you are slow and won't read or listen to this disclaimer, but you can't say you weren't warned. I'll give you a minute to click off, but if you come under my video crying and saying I'm bullying, I'm mean, I'm going to block you. Tread lightly. Now on to the video. I hate generalizing, but there's a theme with Nigerians that I've noticed that I just can't ignore. It's the arrogance and nasty attitudes towards people of different cultures. Number 1, shaming people for being multicultural. I'm African, but I have some ties to Jamaica and grew up immersed in Jamaican culture, and I particularly love Jamaican music, as well as Caribbean music in general. I have had so many Nigerians specifically shame me and other people for liking or preferring different types of music or cultures. I was told by Nigerian women I was a fake African, and I should be ashamed of myself for preferring Jamaican music. The same people went to Jamaican event and texted me to figure out the music that was played. So it was shameful when I, who grew up very Jamaican, partake in an aspect of my culture, but when you as someone with zero ties to Jamaica go to an event and is confused on the music that's being played, you contact me. Interesting. Number 2, insensitive to other African countries' lack of development. I've had so many Nigerians make fun of my parents' home country and other fellow Africans' countries in the most disgusting way. I don't understand what's funny about making fun of poorer countries with lower literacy rates than Nigeria, when we know there have been devastating embezzling of funds by countless African politicians, genocides, war, and of course slavery. It's interesting that due to recent inflation and alleged police and government corruption affecting Nigerian people, we're all being told to pray for Nigerians. And I know people are going to get upset when I say this, but it must be said. I believe had it not been for Nigerians selling each other in such large quantities to Europeans, they would not be as developed or rich as they are today. It is not a coincidence that there were in fact Nigerian slave traders, and majority of African Americans have Nigerian DNA. Number 3, insensitive to African Americans yet copying their culture. I have seen and heard so many Nigerians say awful things about African Americans yet copy their culture. And I don't want to hear a damn thing in the comments about them having no culture. Y'all ancestors were not wearing big diamond chains, duck nails, or speaking with that fake-ass American accent y'all put on. I've seen so many Nigerians dress like black men from the 90s and rush to buy a bust-down middle-part wig to become an Ari Fletcher clone. I don't understand calling someone names when you're copying their culture, and had it not been for your ancestors selling them, they would not have been in America. Number 4, making the colorism situation seem like it's a Black American problem rather than a global issue. There are so many different cultures where colorism is rampant, like the Indian community. I would argue some Indian women get the worst of colorism because of the caste system. But while they address that colorism is an issue, they don't say Asian men, they say Indian. Because attitudes towards color are different in different countries. Until EU mentioned it, I didn't notice that majority, if not all, the main speakers about colorism are Nigerian American women, or in Chrissy's case allegedly, she's AA and Caribbean. Why would the biggest critiques come from women who aren't even AA? My theory is they're conflating xenophobia and are just not being preferred with colorism as a way to shame African American men into liking them, which is going horribly, by the way, but that's besides the point. And do you notice how they don't specifically say Nigerian American or Caribbean American men? They use the umbrella of black to get more allies. It's sick. Why are my fellow African sisters not addressing their own Nigerian men that they say aren't dating them? Could it be perhaps they don't actually want to date Nigerian men, but AA men because they like the racial ambiguity some AA men possess. I don't know, but it's something to think about. And one last thing before I move on to the next point. Why do they act like AA people and Nigerians have the same exact features? I'm sorry, but I can tell when someone is AA or not. It's okay to admit that our features are in fact different. That doesn't make one better or worse, but it's a fact. I think AA men can tell when you're not AA, and unconsciously they're more attracted to women who mirror the features they have, or their family has. Nigerian women who lead the colorism conversation act like they're tens, and everyone is just a colorist in America. But if we have a beauty contest in Edo State, you're not going to win. Number 5, the Great Jollof Debate. This one is a lil petty, but I'm still going to say it. Jollof rice literally originated in Senegal and Gambia. I don't understand shaming the way other people make a food, and saying a certain way is wrong when you didn't come up with said food. Another thing that reminds me of this is the plantain versus plantain debate. Why would people who have completely different dialects and are from different countries say words the same way? I see so many Nigerian women say people are policing them, but it's always them so-called policing people on stupid things. To me, it reads as insecure to try to control how other people make a shared food, use words, or even music tastes, to I guess make themselves feel secure in their identity. But anyways, that's going to be the end of this video. Again, this is not a hate video, but my thoughts in video form. If y'all start them stupid-ass diaspora wars, or are being rude in the comments, I will remove you. Be respectful. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks.